Gemini, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Gemini love reading. Looks like we're ready to get talking here. Today, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in December 2025. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Gemini and their romantic person of interest. Okay, we're taking two, it would appear. What's going on with you, Gemini? It's been a minute. What's going on with Gemini as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between the two of them here in December 2025? We got a lot going on under the surface. It looks like all the cards trying to get away from me all at once there. Usually means too much is happening. What is going on with your person, Gemini? What's going on with Gemini's romantic person of interest as it relates to Gemini and the connection between the two of them here in December 20th? Same thing is happening again. Everything's trying to get away here. What do we got? Oh, come on. Picked a hell of a time to clip my fingernails. Couldn't get the card up off the ground there. All right, on the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, Page of Swords. Pages are messengers, so this can be news and messages and communications of some kind. More often than not, this is an energy of someone who is trying to learn something or figure something out. So this could be spying on someone, researching, investigating, like digging for clues, asking questions, trying to figure out what is going on with somebody here. Below the surface of that, I have Page of Cups. So I've got two pages already. Pages are the least mature of the core cards. So this is usually not fully developed all the way kind of an energy here. It can be early stages of something. Page of Cups is news and messages and communications about love and emotions, lovey-dovey messages, flirtatious behavior, being at the early stages of some new romantic thing where we're kind of at the stage of just talking about it, communicating about emotions and how I feel. Can sometimes represent an apology. Oh man, I got death right behind that. This is Scorpio Major Arcana energy. This is an ending to something. It's something dying, and there's a painful transition period or a painful transformation period that follows the ending here. So it's looking like either somebody accidentally or on purpose uncovered some information, might be some lovey-dovey communications happening, maybe somebody saw some flirting going on, or maybe just saw some messages, and it looks like that brings us to a very abrupt end. At least that's the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. We'll come back to that more as we go through the reading, but this mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in December 2025, Gemini. We got the World, and we got the Five of Swords. Now, this doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences. Vice versa can happen. Sometimes they'll say or do something and it puts you in this frame of mind or this way of behaving, or vice versa. Sometimes it's an external thing that's happening, but this World and Five of Swords is the energy affecting you both here in December. The World is the final card of the Major Arcana. This is completion of cycles. It's the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle, where we start back over at the Fool at the beginning of something again. In terms of zodiac signs, this would be the four fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Got some more fixed sign energy here with this Five of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict, so this can be a big fight that ends things, a big argument. This can be a betrayal. This can be dealing with a person who has this winning at all costs mentality, like I'm going to get what I want, and if you happen to get hurt in that process, well, sorry about your luck, Gemini. I'm taking care of myself. Can be that kind of thing. More often than not, this is a betrayal. So we've got the ending of a cycle, possibly by betrayal. Looks like we might have some communicating, like lovey-dovey, flirty communicating going on, looking like it ended things. Ooh, I got the High Priestess right below death here. This is your intuition. This is gut feelings, signs, synchronicities, a dream that has a message in it. It's some form of an internal knowing where you don't actually have any physical way of knowing it. Maybe you didn't see anything. Maybe you don't have them on videotape doing something wrong. But this is where I I can feel something's off. The problem with intuition is most of the time it's going to tell us something that we don't want to hear, something that we don't want to be true. And when we don't have any facts to support it, it's usually really hard for most people to listen to their intuition. They usually try and like push it off to the side, sweep it under the rug, ignore it, pretend like it's not happening because it's telling me shit I don't want to hear. Could be that that's where this started, was just some intuitive hit that something fishy was going on, and maybe then you started looking for information here. Let's clarify this mutual point of interest. What's going on with this World and Five of Swords? Why is that the shared energy? Okay. Very weird. Below the surface of that shared energy, Eight of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching and then physically detaching and walking away. The person on the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they believe there's something better out there for them. So this is about walking away from what I have to go down a brand new path, trying to find my 9th and my 10th cup, my own personal happiness, my wish fulfillment, the happily ever after that I believe is coming to me. I'm not getting it here, and it's time for me to walk away and go. Sometimes this is like, is the grass greener on the other side of the fence? Maybe I got to go find out if it is. Looks like I've been talking to somebody here. This can also be advice for you, Gemini, and the advice of this card is, if you look at it honestly, 8 cups is the best you've ever gotten here. And you deserve more than that. Like, you deserve your 9th cup, your own happiness. You deserve your 10th cup, like the real 10 of cups, where the other person is pouring their love into you just as much as you're pouring it into them, and you're both fully happy and both fully loved and appreciated. You're not really getting that here. And this is about having the awareness to see that and recognize that, and making that difficult conscious decision to walk away from what I have to go down the new path to find my own happiness, to find what I deserve here. Right behind that emotionally detaching kind of an energy, though, I have the 9 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. This is a defensive energy. This is about being walled off and defensive, but it's also an energy of healing. That's the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt, which is why he's built this wall around himself. It's his defense mechanism. It's his way to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore. So this can indicate that someone has been hurt. Could indicate that someone's emotional walls came up. They detached, they put their walls up and kind of put a barrier in the way between the two of you. Yeah, barrier in the way of that 10 of Cups. Well, that's interesting because we've got the 8 of Cups, and then we're going to the 10 of Cups, and in the middle, instead of the 9 of Cups like we're supposed to have, we have the 9 of Wands. So some sort of a barrier stopping us from getting to this happily ever after happy fairy tale romance. Oh man, let's see what we got going on here. When I clarify the World and the 5 of Swords, I get the King of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the King of Swords. Okay, this is, I'm not remembering which reading it was. It was either Libra or Aquarius that I did at some point, like a day or so before this one. And in that reading, when I did the clarifiers, I also had 2 different kings out here. I had a physical opportunity in between the 2 of them, and here I've got a 2 of Wands, a decision. This King of Wands, like the first thing that's jumping to mind is either there's 2 different sides to your person that we're seeing here, or potentially you have some new opportunity presenting itself, and there might be more than one masculine energy involved here. This King of Wands is Leo energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person who knows exactly what he wants, and he normally doesn't take no for an answer. This isn't the person who's going to let some minor roadblock or obstacle stop him. This is the person that's going to find a way to get what he wants, or he's going to make a way to get what he wants. Very driven, motivated, determined kind of an energy. It's also the top tier of the wand suit, and the wand is about passion and desire and sexual energy, and this would be someone who's very driven and motivated by that kind of stuff as well. And then I've got the 2 of Wands next, which is Aries energy. 2s are always choices. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's a decision point. It's a decision about what is it that I want my life to be like, and which of these two paths is going to get me to that. But you can't turn left and right at the same time. So it's not just about which path am I going to go down, but also which path am I going to leave behind me. And I've got this detaching, walking away kind of an energy here. Then I've got King of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. I feel like I've said Aquarius a few times. I've got Aquarius energy here with this Five of Swords. This wheel, or excuse me, the world represents the 4 fixed signs, which Aquarius is one of those. So I've got 2 Aquarius cards out here. I've got a Leo card out here. I've got an Aries. Let's see, some Capricorn, a little bit of Virgo, a little more Aries, some Pisces. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Hell, you could be dealing with any sign. This is a collective reading, so it's going to be impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with as an individual person, because I'm not really tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you and it's just you and me one-on-one. Here I'm tapping into like tens of thousands of Gemini people all at the same time. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything for you. But this is Aquarius energy. The King of Swords is a very smart, logical, rational, decision-making kind of an energy. It's the person who throws his emotions out the window. They're usually very emotionally detached when they make their decisions. This is someone who's going to look at the truth and the facts and what can I see right in front of me and what can I verify and what do I know to be true, and I'm going to decide based on that, not how I feel or not how anyone else feels. So it can feel like a cold, calculated decision maker. It can feel like somebody who's very emotionally distant, emotionally detached, which again, emotional detachment right here. So I've got this either a choice between 2 different masculine energies, or I've got 2 different sides to your person making some sort of a choice based on what they desire, which might be how we're ending up with this ending and a new beginning at the same time, and what could be betrayal. So it's not uncommon at all that at the early stages of these readings, I don't fully understand exactly what this shared energy is trying to tell me just yet. I will come back to that as I go through your energy, Gemini, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy so I can see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy. Your energy in this connection, your first card is always the most important. You get the Ace of Pentacles. Central to your energy is the Ace of Swords. And your final card is the Four of Pentacles. So this is looking a little odd here. Aces are new beginnings, new opportunities. I've got 2 of them here for you. I've got 2 masculine energies here in the clarifiers of the shared energy and a choice about what do I want? Which one of these 2 do I want? So maybe it's you that has the new opportunity here, but then again, maybe it's you who is also holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. So let's clarify this Ace of Pentacles, which is a new physical opportunity presenting itself. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles, please. Why is that the first card for Gemini here in December 2025? All right. You. Below the surface of this new opportunity, 5 of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. Again, 5s are conflict. This is my second 5 I've seen now. This is an emotional loss of some kind. It's sadness and remorse about the past. It can be regrets. This is an energy of someone who has their focus in the wrong spot. You can see the person is dressed in black. They're mourning. Their head is hung down. And they're focused on these 3 cups that are spilled. And that represents the being together that's been spilled. It represents the love and emotions and the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. Usually this is the ending of a relationship that I'm mourning here. In the background, there are 2 upright cups. And that can represent that I still have stuff that I could be happy about. And that's kind of what the card is about at its core. It's whatever you focus on is going to dictate to you what emotions you feel. And here the person's focused on something that they don't have anymore. So they're feeling that loss in their life. They're focused on something that's missing. So they're feeling that gap. And they could be focused on something else that could make them happy. It's just 3 cups is bigger than 2 cups. It weighs more. It's got more oomph behind it. So naturally, our focus goes to the bigger thing. So it's going to take some conscious effort to like change where you're focused and then change how you feel here. But this can indicate sadness, remorse, loss, regrets about something, some opportunity here showing up. It feels like it's causing some kind of a problem. Yeah, 3 of Swords right behind that. This is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. That third energy is not always a romantic third party, although it definitely can be. Sometimes the third energy is working too much, partying too much, like going to school, like playing too many video games can be the third energy. But something here is causing some kind of a problem. Yeah, and then I got 5 of Swords right behind that. We've already seen that in the shared energy, Aquarius energy, conflict, big fight, betrayal. At its core, this is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place. And then another 5 of Pentacles. So I've got 3 5s right here in this little bit of the story. A lot of conflict. 5 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. This is abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup kind of an energy here. Well, this is looking like this opportunity might not be yours after all. It might be your person's physical opportunity showing up over here in this most important position because that thing is having a massive impact on your energy here. Now, when I clarify that Ace of Pentacles, I get Judgment, 3 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. It's about passing a final verdict in judgment on something, making a final decision. In a relationship reading, this is either A, we're calling it dead and over and there is no coming back from it, or B, this can sometimes be about resurrection, bringing something back from the dead, bringing it back to life. Looking to me like some new opportunity has caused an ending to take place. I saw the ending here with the Death card, 3 cards deep in the overall energy. I've got emotional loss, heartbreak and sadness, betrayal, abandonment. Yeah, behind that is the Gemini Major Arcana card and the World. Okay, so the Lovers. This used to be called the Choice a long time ago before it was called the Lovers. So this is about the interconnectedness between people, not just in relationships, but in the general sense. Like we can't pollute the environment without that affecting everybody. We're kind of all in this together and our choices impact each other. That especially holds true in relationships. This person can't have new opportunities and act on those and it not have some sort of an effect on you or vice versa. This can also represent a choice about this connection or even a choice between 2 different lovers, which brings us to the World, which is here in the shared energy along with betrayal, ending of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. And it looks like that is for your person. I've got King of Cups here. I've got 2 kings out here in the shared energy clarifiers with some sort of a choice about what do they want. And right behind that king is this High Priestess. There's your intuition screaming at you about something, trying to tell you the truth about something with this Ace of Swords, the truth about some new beginning. The Fool, taking a blind leap of faith on something. Knight of Wands, player energy. Okay, not looking good here, not looking good. Next clarifier for this new opportunity showing up is the 3 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. This is about laying the foundations for the 10 of Pentacles, like laying the foundations for a combined together life, building a life together. But it's supposed to be teamwork and working together on something. And it looks like new opportunity shows up. Judgment gets passed on this collaboration thing. And then I get the Emperor, which is the Aries Major Arcana card. Getting ahead of myself, but that is the central energy for your person over here, Gemini. This is an energy of control. It's taking control, taking charge of a situation. It's someone who puts together the plan to get what they want and then executes that plan to get what they want. This is the person who's really running the show. They're calling the shots. They're making the rules. They're setting the boundaries. Very rarely is this the person that I'm reading for, you in this case. It's almost always either the other person or some external person. This is someone taking control and putting some boundaries on this idea of teamwork, and it looks like it's directly related to a new opportunity showing up. Central for you, Gemini, I get Ace of Swords. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword you would use to make a decision with. Like the word decision, the Latin word that decision comes from, literally means to cut off, as in when you got these two choices to make, which way do I go? You cut one of those options off. There's only one left, and ta-da, decision's been made. So it looks like this is either the truth coming out for you, or this is the decision to sever the connection happening. Why is this Ace of Swords central to Gemini's energy here in December, please? Still feels like there's way too much going on. Now this deck is all trying to get away from me all at once. Below the surface of that Ace of Swords, 8 of Cups again. Pisces energy, emotionally detaching, physically detaching. Hang on, we just had a technical malfunction here. Oh, come here. Testing out new stuff with the lighting, and I just had a piece of the lighting come apart on me there. So technical difficulty, please stand by. We got this emotionally detaching kind of an energy here with the severing looking like. 9 of Wands again, Sagittarius energy, defensiveness. Somebody putting a barrier in the way. I got that Emperor over here, and I've got the Emperor over here. This is the person putting roadblocks in the way. Walls coming up. And this might be you waiting for walls to come down. I got 3 of Wands, Aries energy of essentially waiting. This is the stage after this 2 of Wands where I got to decide what is it that I really want my life to be like. Well, in the 3 of Wands, that decision's already been made. I'm clarifying a card that you would make a decision with. I've got Judgment, most powerful decision card in the deck. This is where I've already decided what I want. I've already started taking steps down that path, trying to get the thing that I want, and I have this positive expectancy that the thing I want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm kind of waiting on it to take place. But there's some barrier in the way here. Maybe this is your person's energy just bleeding all over you here. When I clarify Ace of Swords, I get Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. The Queen of Cups is Cancer energy. This is probably you here. This would be a person who has a lot of love and emotions for them. They probably receive love and emotions from you. Looks like they're making a decision. It's right beside Judgment, probably making a decision about you. Looking like that decision is to sever a connection here. Notice she's the only character in the whole deck that has a lid on top of her cup, and she does that as a way to protect herself, to protect her emotions from getting contaminated, protect herself from getting emotionally hurt. Usually indicates that you have been emotionally hurt. What she really wants to do is take the lid off of the cup and pour her love into someone. She's just guarded and hesitant here. There's been this emotional detaching, and maybe they've put a barrier in the way. Maybe this is your walls coming up as a way to protect you while you wait to see what the hell's going to happen. It looks like if you're planning on waiting on them, you're going to be waiting for a long time. 7 of Pentacles. It's Taurus energy. It's a period of time where either you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this whole situation and trying to decide, is this worth me continuing to invest my time, effort, and energy into it? Or is this something where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe it's time for me to just cut my losses and move on? So there's this period of waiting, and then there's a period of time right behind it, and then there's this defensive energy, and then 10 of Cups again. I'm hoping that this is not defensive energy in like defending your position on why you're choosing to wait is because this is the one and this is the happily ever after. Very rarely is that what the 10 of Cups actually means. I mean, if you think about it logically for a second, just zoom way out and detach from your situation. If you really had the 10 of Cups with someone for real, you wouldn't even be here watching a tarot love reading right now. You wouldn't be seeking guidance or clarity or insight into your relationship. If you had the real 10 of Cups, you'd already know exactly what's going on and you'd have absolutely zero use for what I'm doing here. This is almost always someone's idealized point of view about the relationship. In other words, I'm looking at it for the way I want it to be instead of what it actually is. I'm looking at it for the potential that I see in it instead of what I'm actually seeing in it. Maybe trying to defend this idea of waiting in the period of time going by because this is the 10 of Cups. But still being forced to kind of keep that lid on your cup as a way to protect yourself. I've got the Hierophant next to clarify the Ace of Swords. This is Taurus energy. The 5 of the major arcana. I've seen a lot of 5s already. This rules over the 5s of the 4 suits. This is commitment. This gets referred to as a marriage card. This would be like being fully committed to the relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to mean legally married, although it can mean that. Might not be. I've got teamwork and collaboration, like laying the foundations to get to that 10 of Pentacles where we combine our lives together. Maybe waiting to get to this. Thought I was working together with them to get to this fully committed stage. And could be that there is a big commitment here and they're just kind of breaking it because a new thing has shown up. I get the Virgo major arcana card, the Hermit next. This is withdrawal, isolation. Usually this will mean communication shuts down, and if it doesn't shut down entirely, it's way different than it used to be, like fewer and farther between. This is supposed to be about doing soul searching and deep inner reflection and deep contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward from here. I get this card a lot when someone gets ghosted or when a relationship comes to an end, and we've got the death of it here. We've got judgment out here, it being called dead and over with. I've seen this detaching and walking away twice. I've got betrayal, a severing. Yeah, I get this a lot when someone doesn't have closure after the ending of something. And it looks like your person is who you're kind of looking at to get the closure from. And that's not really how closure works. It's not something that they give to you. It's something that you claim for yourself. It's about you stepping back into your power and searching your soul and like processing all of this. Final card for you, Gemini, is the 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Tell me about this 4 of Pentacles, please. Why is that the final card for Gemini here in December 2025, please? Okay, let's go one more time. Let's get one more on this 5 of Pentacles, please. Okay, we'll take 2 if you insist. Below the surface of that 4 of Pentacles, you saw me shuffle this. We got 8 of Cups again, Pisces energy, emotionally detaching, physically detaching and walking away. That's probably what they did to you. They probably went to go see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence with this new physical opportunity that they have. They clearly had a choice to make. And I see betrayal out here in the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So looking like they made a choice to walk away. This is also probably advice for you. Again, telling you to take a good, long, hard look at this and take the rose-colored glasses off and zoom way out and look at it, because this is telling you that 8 cups is the best you've ever gotten here, because that's all this person is capable of giving to you. They're not capable of the 9th and 10th cup. That's not what they're wired for. Yeah, 9 of Wands. There's that defensive energy again. Either the barrier that's in your way is that they're emotionally detached and they don't care the same way that you do. I've got the emotional detached decision maker out here. Yeah, it's the thing that's in the way of this 10 of Cups. I'm not saying the 10 of Cups doesn't exist. People get so pissed off at me when I explain the 10 of Cups and how it's not always really the happily ever after that everyone wants to hear about. Again, like if you really had that, you wouldn't be here right now. I'm not saying that the 10 of Cups doesn't exist. It absolutely does exist, but there's one specific way to get there. You have to be in the 9 of Cups first, where you don't need another person. You're happy and whole and content in and of yourself. You're not projecting lack into the universe, and you're not getting lack mirrored back to you anymore. But the other person also has to be in the 9 of Cups. And I keep seeing the 8. The only way, if you're legitimately in the 9 of Cups and I show up to be with you in the 8 of Cups, there's only one way I can get the 9 of Cups, and that's to siphon emotions off of you to fill my own cups. There's something in the way of you getting to the real 10 of Cups, and I think what it is that you're not emotionally detaching. You're holding on to probably the wrong person. When I clarify this 4 of Pentacles, I get the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 4 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles, we've seen it before, Taurus energy, abandonment, being cast aside, being discarded, being left out in the cold. It's a breakup energy. It's in the same row with Judgment, final verdict, decision being passed here on probably you, and it looks like getting abandoned. Oh man. 9 of Swords is Gemini energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, and thinking about something over and over and over again with all this fear and worry behind your thinking, and doing that to the point that it becomes stressful. This is mental anguish. It's sleepless nights. It's I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. It's like my mind is running the show here. Notice the person has their eyes covered. It's because in their mind, this is so bad that they don't want to face it. They don't want to look at it. It makes it hard to hold on to something that you know is messed up when you actually do look at it. And this is like the not wanting to look at it part of it. There's this idea of being fully committed to it back here. There's this idea behind you of working together as equals in this fully committed thing. But then there's all this fear, worry, anxiety, and stress here, probably because of the breakup, and I still want to hold on to it. 7 of Wands, Leo energy, defensiveness, defending your position, defending your stance, trying to fight to protect something that's important to you, something you believe in, something you desire. Could be wanting to fight for this connection, and I've got the person who's really in control of it in that row, which is them, and you wanting to fight to get it. And in the middle, it's telling you to do soul searching, to look inside yourself for what adjustments do you need to make to you so that you can move forward the way that you really want to. Here, what it looks like is you're trying to figure out how to make adjustments to them. Only that's not really going to fly, because the Emperor does whatever they want to do. Like they don't make adjustments. Final clarifier for this 4 of Pentacles is the 4 of Wands, Aries energy. This is stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. That's probably what you're trying to fight for here. Trying to fight to get the stability back, not wanting to let go of the stability, even though there's been an abandonment and something is clearly very wrong, because you're worried and fearful here. I'm hoping like hell that I'm butchering this and this is not what is going on for you, but let me scoot this over and get some more room, and we'll take a look at your person here. For your person, the first card is their most important, 8 of Pentacles. Central for them is the Aries Major Arcana card, the Emperor, and their final card is the Ace of Wands. 8 of Pentacles is Virgo energy of work, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what they want. Tell me about this 8 of Pentacles, please. Why is the 8 of Pentacles the first card in Gemini person? Below the surface of that work, the world, that's out here in the shared energy. Ending of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. 4 fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Then I've got the Leo Strength card right behind that. This is about going through a very difficult situation that's so hard it requires all of their internal strength in order to make it through. They have the strength to make it through. They're just being forced to dig down deep inside themselves and tap into it. Now, it can also represent them trying to tame this beast inside themselves, trying to rein a piece of themselves in and hold themselves back and not do something that would be some kind of a mistake. That's usually like an urge or an impulse or a desire. I do see a new physical opportunity showing up. I see King of Wands in the very front of this clarifying energy here. Okay, the King of Swords and the King of Wands are both out here. That's so crazy. The choice that they're making is about what they desire. And I've got the desired king coming before the logical king. This is the dude who thinks with his head. He makes his decisions with his mind. And this is the person who thinks with his head, but it's not the same one that he uses, if you understand what I mean there. This is the dude that thinks with the other head. And the decision is being made with that wand energy, which is why we're getting this ending of a cycle. They're probably struggling to contain themselves and lose that struggle. And then I got the High Priestess right behind it. There's your intuition. This is where you know without having any way of actually knowing. And the overall energy is where you're looking for the evidence, I think. If you haven't found the evidence is in the messages, it would look like. When I clarify the 8 of Pentacles, I get the 6 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. 6 of Wands, Leo energy of recognition. Now this can be them getting recognized for something. It could be them getting some recognition. I think they're probably getting caught with the messages, getting recognized for what they're working on, or maybe what they're working on causes them to recognize something and that spurs on some forward movement. I got King of Pentacles next, so this is the third different king that I've got out here. Notice the one that I'm missing is the King of Cups, the king who decides based on how he feels, based on his intuition. This is usually husband energy. It's Taurus energy. I've got the marriage card out here, very center of your energy, smack dab in the center. Also, one other card that gets frequently referred to as marriage card is this 4 of Wands. It's a celebration of home and family. You can see the people celebrating in front of the home. That can be weddings, engagements, things like that. This is usually husband energy. Again, it doesn't always have to be legally married husband that we're talking about, although it can be. This can just be the person who was building their life around you, the person that you were doing this teamwork and collaboration and laying the foundations with. But some recognition is happening about them or by them, and they're moving forward. They're moving in a different direction. Then I get Queen of Wands. This is Aries energy. This is the fire element queen, the hot queen, the one there's all the passion and desire and attraction for. It's the counterpart to this King of Wands. Again, I got Queen of Cups out here where they're getting their love. I'm missing the King of Cups, the counterpart to that. And instead, I've got the counterparts in the passion and desire end, and their choice is a choice about passion and desire. And I've got passion and desire forward movement here. That seems to be what they're working on, trying to move forward with this person. Central for their energy, Gemini, we got the Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. I saw this as the final clarifier in your first column about the physical opportunity presenting itself and the decision that's getting made based on that opportunity. Again, that feels like they're the one calling the shots. They're the one running the show. I think they're the one with the new opportunity showing up. And that's just showing up in your energy over here because that is affecting you so strongly. Let's clarify this Emperor card, please. Why is that the central energy for Gemini's person of interest in December 2025? Let's get one more, please. Okay, we're taking 2. Jeez. Below the surface of that Emperor energy, the world, the ending of a cycle, beginning of the next cycle. They're the one in control of that. And then I get the Devil right behind it. Capricorn's major arcana card. This is heavy toxic energy. It can be obsession, it can be an addiction, it can be a feeling of like being trapped, feeling like I can't escape from something, like something has control over me and I don't have any control over it. I'm clarifying the Emperor. There's 2 energies of control, the Emperor and the Devil. And I've got both of them right here in this story. You're not really in control if below the surface of everything, endings and new beginnings are getting caused by this thing you're not in control of. This feels like a person who probably puts up the facade of being in control. They wear the mask of being in control. Hell, they might try to control you or people or situations around them because they lack control of a piece of themselves. I did see strength where they're trying to contain that piece of themselves and they lose the struggle. Yeah, there's something going on for them that they aren't in control of, and it causes endings. 10 of Swords, Gemini energy, swift, painful ending you don't see coming, ending in betrayal. No matter how you slice that, it's an ending. I got betrayal here in the shared energy. And I'll just get to it here in a second. When I clarify the Emperor, I get Justice, brain fart, Queen of Swords, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Not looking good. Justice is the Libra major arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword that's in the card is this Ace of Swords that's here central for your energy. And here it's used to cut away something that's not in balance so balance can be restored and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. This card shows up to point out the fact that something unfair, unjust, unbalanced is happening, and this is like the need to correct it. Only you're not really in control of that. They're in control of it, and when they're in control, unfair things are happening. This is like a corruption feeling kind of an energy here to me. And then there's this recognition by them probably that what I'm doing is not right. Probably even might be you recognizing that what they're doing isn't quite right. Next clarifier for the Emperor is the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. Notice her head is above the clouds, like she's not clouded anymore. Her vision isn't obscured anymore. Her emotions aren't clouding her judgment. She's about discernment. She's about facing the truth, speaking the truth, and cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in your best interests anymore. It's the counterpart to this King of Swords that's out here. They build the 10 of Swords together. So these usually don't represent counterparts as in like people who are together. Like the King and Queen of Wands would be counterparts in like the passion, desire end of things. This would represent 2 people that used to be together but aren't anymore. Next I have the 5 of Swords, which is already out here in the shared energy, Aquarius energy, betrayal, mental, psychological pain. Wow, that's crazy. In the shared energy clarifiers, King of Wands, King of Swords, and there's the choice that they have to make. And over here, I've got Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and between those 2 cards, what connects them is betrayal. And betrayal is one of the shared energy cards here, with an ending to one cycle and the beginning of the next. It looks like they have made a choice to go with the other person. 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy. Way too many 5s out here. Way too much conflict out here. Sadness, remorse, regrets, emotional loss. There's been the spillage of the connection. The 3 cups, like I said, can represent being together has been spilled. But the 3 cups can also represent third-party love triangle, and the fact that it's spilled, that's why it's spilled, is because there was a new opportunity with a new person, and they chose to go the passion, desire route instead of the common sense route. The 2 cups in the background, yes, while it can represent that you still feel the connection and that's what's keeping you focused on not having it, like wanting to hold on to it even though it's spilled already. But those 2 cups can also represent the other connection in the background. Final card for your person, Gemini, Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new beginning, a new beginning in passion and desire. It's also the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what, using it to do you-know-what. And I've got that King of Wands out here, the person who thinks with this thing instead of his brain. And I've got the counterpart to that out here. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands, please. Why is that the final card for Gemini's person? Well, I don't believe you, homie. Below the surface of that Ace of Wands, 9 of Wands. Sagittarius, defensive energy. Walls have come up. Barriers in the way. That Ace of Wands, the new passionate beginning, is a barrier that's in the way for sure. But this is them probably trying to protect something. 7 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. This is that period of time. This is telling me that the passionate new beginning probably isn't as new as it seems to you. It might be new in the sense that you found out about it recently. But this would be a period of time where the seeds were already planted on something, and I was keeping a wall in the way while I'm waiting on it to fully develop. Page of Pentacles, and there's the news, messages, communications about the physical opportunity presenting itself. That physical opportunity is the first card here in your side of the table. This is also an energy of someone who has this early stage plan for their future, but the plan isn't fully developed all the way. It's not fully thought out. It's not happened all the way yet. Just planning stage. When I clarify Ace of Wands, I get 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. And again, before anybody flames me in the comments, how can this dude have the 10 of Cups 3 different times in the reading and it still turn out to be negative? Well, because if you really have the 10 of Cups, there would not be a passionate new beginning. There would not be some unfair shit going on. There would not be betrayal twice. There would not be emotional loss. There certainly wouldn't be 7 of Swords lying and cheating and stealing and deception and sneaking around attached to that. That ain't the real 10 of Cups. That's an idealized point of view of like, I want this to be the 10 of Cups, damn it. So I'm going to like sweep shit under the rug and ignore things and pretend like I didn't see it and stuff my intuition under the carpet so I can't hear it anymore because I don't want to hear what that shit has to tell me. I don't want to see that because that makes it impossible for me to hold on and defend this thing. Right beside the 10 of Cups is even justice, something unbalanced with that, something unfair going on in the midst of this idealized point of view, and recognizing the unfairness of it. I think that's what the Hermit card is trying to tell you, to go inside yourself and look at you for what adjustments do you need to make about how you're thinking about this, how you're looking at it. I get it. Like, a lot of times we'll cling to the fantasy because that feels better than facing the truth. But there's something here inside for you to look at. It's not about figuring out how do I get them to make adjustments. It's about what adjustments do I need to make about me so I can move forward the right way. That's the ending of a cycle between the two of you, in the beginning of the new cycle where you make adjustments to yourself while they go off and do stupid shit that they're not supposed to be doing. 7 of Swords, Aquarius energy, like I said, lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something. But now I've got she who knows the truth staring dead at this person. Like, I don't even think they know they're caught at this point. But they're caught. And it's definitely them. The other card in that row is this person. Then I get the Wheel of Fortune. Again, same as the world in terms of the zodiac signs. It's the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. This is a change in the luck and fortune. If things are going great, this is the pivotal moment where the wheel spun the other way and this shit wrapped around a telephone pole. It's that pivotal moment that changed everything. It can also represent a repeating cycle of something happening again, as in this probably isn't the first time they've lied to you or snuck around behind your back or cheated on you. Might not even be the first time they have betrayed you. Might not even be the first time that you knew the truth about it. What's in this row here is the hot queen that I have all the passion and desire for, the betrayal. And either the moment that changed everything is when I betrayed you with her, or this is a repeat of a cycle of there's always this new hot chick that I go after and betray you with. Or maybe this is a person that they were already with at some point. I haven't seen 6 of Cups, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be someone that they haven't been with, especially when I got a repeating cycle here. I was hoping I could get you a positive reading for a change, especially right before Christmas, but I'm definitely not going to be the dude to twist the meanings of the cards around and try and force fit this crap into some pretty package for you and sell you a lie. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to get you the truth and the clarity that you need so you can figure out what to do, so you can make your own decisions for that are in your own best interests. And right here, what this looks like is your person had all the power. Your person had a choice between their head and their other head, and they used the other head and made a choice about passion and desire. Looks like that led to a betrayal. Looks like there's another person here. I mean, I don't see any way that there's not another person here. That's what I got for you, Gemini.